Thank you for tuning in to Devos. Okay, all this week, we're going to be looking here. We're on Daniel chapter 3. And so I want to be talking about faith in the fire. If you're going through something right now, these devotions are for you. So, okay, look with me in Daniel chapter 3, verse 7. This is the story we were looking at this last week. So we find here that Nebuchadnezzar has set up this big statue. He says, you either bow down to it or you're going to burn. So it says here, and all the people, nations, and languages, they fell down, they worshiped the golden image that the king Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Now, let's go down to verse 12. It says that then we find the Chaldeans, these wise men or officials, they turn in the three Jews, that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that they didn't bow. And so they say there, hey, there's certain Jews here. You appointed over the affairs of the province of Babylon. They said they don't pay attention to you. They don't serve your gods. They're not worshiping that golden image. They're saying they're disrespecting you. And so I want to let you know, the world is looking at you, at everything you do. And when you live right, that irritates people. Some people feel like you're being self-righteous. When you hear them, because you don't do the things they do or laugh at their dirty stories, even though you're being nice and working with them, they think you think they're better than them. And so I'm just telling you, it's a very sinful thing you'll see with people. It takes courage to stand alone. Now, I really wanted to impress this. I'm really hoping that there are people that are going to purpose in their heart in our church. And those that are listening to me, I want to be one of those people. I want to be one of those individuals that, you're not being rude. You're not going after people and judging them. No, but you're doing the right thing. When others are going along with society or going along with sin, you're not doing it. You're not buying into it. You're not laughing at it. So the Bible's not filled as much with mass movements of people that change the world as it is with individuals who are willing to stand alone. I want you to think about that. Think about all the Bible stories. It always started with one person, maybe a couple of people. And they're up against the tidal wave. I mean, that's what we see with Daniel. That's what we see with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. People who are willing to stand alone. You don't have to have a crowd to stand for God. Look at Deuteronomy 3:16. He says, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. For the Lord your God, he's going to go with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Listen, write that verse down. Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. You should write that out. Carry it around with you. Some of you might need that today. Okay, so you are never left alone. When you are alone with God, I always think about Psalms 23, and it talks about when somebody's dying, and it says, going down through the valley of the shadow of death. The shadow is where the loved one's walking when that person's dying. And I'm here to tell you, when you walk down through the valley of the shadow of death, if you're dying or the loved one, if you turn to God, you won't be alone. You'll feel his presence. He'll be with you. Faith in the fire. Listen, this is what I want you to do. I want you to say, oh God, I want to be your man. Ladies, you want to be a woman of God. I want to stand for you. I want to be courageous. I'm not going along with what the world is, but you want to be sanctified. That means to be set apart. And I hope that's your prayer today.